Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. So, I wanted to talk about Latto stating that she's going to cuss out her staff because of a lot of mishaps that happened at her recent concert. So, my observation is Latto jumped on camera eating some hot chips, and I kind of felt like she was just being disingenuous. I feel like Latto does a lot of things that she feels like she's supposed to do as far as being in the hip hop culture, being a rapper, and it seems like trying to, I don't know, fit a persona, but it seems overly dramatic. And a lot of people who I know like hot food, they don't cough, they don't really, they don't get choked up by it because they actually like it and they can tolerate it. She seemed like she couldn't even tolerate the hot chips, and I know that's like maybe a weird observation, but I guess I'm just trying to say that she does a lot of things that she thinks she's supposed to do, regardless of, what her true nature is. I think the most genuine thing about her personality is the relationship I see that she has with her sister. They make a lot of funny videos together. So I think that's something that they should continue doing as far as publicity. And I think in another video, I talked about Megan Thee Stallion and her relationship with Kelsey. And I think that's my point, that that's the reason why celebrities do these kind of things. In order for us to become fans, we have to be able to relate to them. And I think that's one of the good things about the publicity that she's doing as far as the relationship with her sister. So that's one good thing. However, I do feel like later on down the line, we may see not Amber, Lotto, yeah, and even when Lotto's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna cuss them out," like I feel like she feels like that's what she's supposed to say, but I don't feel like it's a genuine thing. When Nicki Minaj had a issue with her staff, you never heard Nicki Minaj come out and say, "Oh, I'm gonna cuss that person out." It just occurred. But as a matter of fact, she didn't really want it to be on display. And I'm bringing up Nicki Minaj because it's going to be relevant in a moment. But my point is, Amber Rose came out a few years ago, and she was talking about how she was the most attractive coming out of Philly. There wasn't a lot of people that looked like her, and it got a lot of backlash. Kevin Hart's ex, who is from the same place, spoke out about it as well. And I feel like, for one, that's like a subjective. That's not, beauty is not something where, like, oh, this is, I mean, in magazines, yeah, in the industry, yeah, there's a standard, but there's somebody for everybody. So to outright try to ostracize or outcast somebody because they look a certain way, and you look another way, I just feel like the comment was unnecessary. There are a lot of Black people in Philly, and unfortunately, some African Americans face difficulties when it comes to getting into certain industries, getting into certain jobs, and certain progressions because of their features, because of their skin color. So for her to say she was the best looking just because the place she's coming from is populated mostly with Black people, and she is this one half white person or white person, is very disrespectful, and it's not really helpful to the hip hop culture that she's been a big part of. So I think that's what I think Lotto is going to come out and say at some point, that really she had been in the hip hop culture. She had utilized the hip hop culture for a long time, but then she's going to probably distance herself from it as if she's better than. I don't know. That's what it gives me. She doesn't seem genuine. I don't know who she's pretending to be sometimes, and sometimes it's too much. Moving on to JT. So JT also did the same thing. So JT was coming out of a car. She claimed to be drunk, and a fan asked her for an autograph. I think she initially playfully told the fan no, but then she went ahead and signed. And then she said, "Oh, what you gonna do with this? Sell this on eBay?" Which I'm like, is this real? Does nobody see this? It's so apparent that a lot of the rap girls do study Nicki Minaj and just copy everything that she does, because Nicki Minaj, that exact moment happened word for word with Nicki Minaj. If you look it up, Nicki Minaj asked the fan that. Now, Nicki Minaj jokingly, I mean, it's original. It's what she said. It's how she felt at that moment. Nicki Minaj could feel like somebody could sell her autograph somewhere for millions, but where I didn't know JT was that sought after that somebody was going to even think about selling her autograph. So it was it's like I don't know if labels, I think Nick Minaj talked about this before, labels and these artists, they literally hang around Nicki Minaj to copy her personality, things that she does, and then just try to replicate it. That was too obvious though, JT. I think that was kind of silly to do that. But that was obvious to me. I don't think anybody else caught it. But I do think that that is what a lot of these artists are doing, trying to copy and see whatever works. I just don't think it's cool to jump on camera. I don't care what industry you're in, to tell us that you're going to cuss out your staff. How about you handle it professionally, because it's still a job and you are still going to be subject to legal woes, whether or not they messed up or whatever the case is. If you ill treat them, you're still gonna have to abide by those laws. So just like how allegedly Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty, they have to pay I think it's 510,000 something like that to the bodyguard, the security, and somebody else who was berated, and then one was beat up. So he sued for hospital bills and they were fired. And I think the report stated that Kenneth Petty broke the guy's jaw. So they had to pay for that. You didn't hear Nicki Minaj speak out about that because she's not proud of it. But, do whatever floats your boat, Latto. What do you guys think? Comment down below.